Hey guys, this is Steve with Empire Academy, and today we're going to talk about what do you do and how do you explain to an owner when they do not want to fix everything in the property and they want to cut corners. So there's a couple things we want to talk about. Number one, I would explain to the owner that sometimes cutting corners in their perception are not the best things. First of all, there's obviously unsafe and uninhabitable things that could cause danger to the property. We get that those are things that are non-negotiable. Texas property code, those things have to be fixed. But there's other things that could get more bang for the buck, meaning you can get more rental money for the property. The owners, I would agree with him and I would explain to him, listen, I understand that you cannot afford this. However, there's another way to look at this, Mr. Owner. This is your investment. This is your money that needs to be working the best for you. And if you have a property and it's not done correctly, you could possibly get the wrong tenant. Because if a tenant takes the property with things that don't look right and there's problems, that could be bigger problems down the road because you may be getting a tenant that you're inheriting that is willing to maybe not keep the property up as nice as a property that is complete. Everybody wants things complete that are going to keep it in good condition. If they're not going to keep it in good condition and they say, I'll take it as is, that's something that could hurt you more in the long run. So saving money is not saving money is what I would explain to the owner. So another thing you want to think about is it will decrease the value of what you will lease it for. Yes, it's a little more of an investment. I would say investment. It's a little bit more of an investment in your property up front. However, if you're able to get more money out of it and leasing it down the road, then it could maybe make sense. So you want to think about what is the return on the increased investment. Also, remember, this is your asset, Mr. Investor. This is what you own. If you don't invest into it, if it could be a capital expense or a capital investment rather, like an air conditioning, that just increases the value of your property. Next thing is you're not going to get the most rent for it, and the neighbors, you're going to have complaints from the neighbors if, let's say, the fence is bad and it's not a problem, but maybe the fence is something that they don't want to fix. That could be, again, it could be a problem, but it could be a bigger problem down the road. If, let's say, there's a dog and the dog gets out and now the dog gets hit by a car, something happens. Now you could be held liable for something like that. So you want to think about those things. And also remember that our reputation is on the line when it comes to getting your property ready, because if all of a sudden we have properties that are not good, agents are not going to want to come to look at our properties. And so we want to make sure that not only for your property, but all properties, that we have good properties that look good, they're clean, they're safe, they're comfortable, and they market quickly, because a nice, clean property will rent quicker. So again, I would just go back to letting the owner know, listen, I get it. I understand that this is more than you thought. So you want to agree with them. And then say, however, this is a business and this is your business and this is your investment. And I don't think this is where you want to cut corners. This is where you want to put the right amount of money in. You don't want to overspend, but you definitely don't want to underspend, because if you underspend, it could come back and hurt you in the long run by having a bad tenant or a bigger issue down the road. Let's say it's a hot water heater that needs to be replaced and you just want to fix it. Well, all of a sudden, if that house floods, and now you have to deal with the chances of someone's stuff flooding in the property and you knew about it, you could be liable to replace all of the tenant's belongings. So these are things that sometimes there's just some things that you should replace. Invest the money in capital improvements, and that is a much better way to run your investment business than doing it by patching and not doing it correctly. So this is Steve with Empire Academy. I hope this helps. Bye-bye.